صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم. تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون. لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون. إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون. وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون. وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم. إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا آثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
لبيك يا حسين.
لبيك يا حسين.
صل على محمد. وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان. الشمس والقمر بحسبان. النجم والشجر يسجدان. السماء رفعها ووضع الميزان. ألا تطغوا الميزان. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
نعرہ حیدری.
يا علي.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Again.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجل فرج. صلوات على محمد وآل محمد.
Assalamu alaikum, ya Imam Zamana, and to all of you brilliant, beautiful, incredible souls that are joining me here today. I'm so happy and lucky that I get the opportunity to talk to all of you. If you haven't watched the first lecture, Assalamu alaikum, ya Imam Zamana, and to all of you brilliant, beautiful, incredible souls that are joining me here today. I'm so happy and lucky that I get the opportunity to talk to all of you. If you haven't watched the first lecture, then click on the link below and watch the first one of the series after this, or when you get a chance, so you can catch up. So we're going to be continuing on our series of becoming a companion of Imam Zamana alayhi salam. We are so lucky that we have role models, not just in the forms of the Ahlul Bayt, but also the people that they chose to hang out with, from their companions. We have so many people that we can turn to and learn from in Islam, that what we would like to do during this series is to learn from the traits of these companions, so that we can emulate them, so we can become like them, because then that means that for sure Imam Zamana is inshallah going to pick us when he reappears from all the people in the world. We want him to pick us to be one of his companions. The whole way through the event of Karbala, the Imam Hussein was actually actively encouraging people to leave him, to go back home, because he knew that it's going to result in them losing their lives and them not being here any longer. However, there were some people that he actually chose to write letters to, and one of those was Habib ibn Mazahir. And we would like to become like that Habib. We want to become one of the companions that Imam will inshallah write to us and say, you know what Muhammad, you know what Zahra, you know what Alia, I want you to come. Can you please come and help me? I'm waiting for you. I'm here, I'm ready, but I need you by my side. And inshallah that is the plan, that we are going to become like those companions, like Hazrat Habib inshallah. And we've already spoken about obedience and the importance of obedience to Allah, obedience to our parents, obedience to Imam. And now we're moving on to something known as loyalty. How to be and why we should be loyal to our Imam. The companions of Imam Hussein was so incredible and so special that actually the other Imams didn't have companions like the companions of Imam Hussein. They didn't have friends like Imam Hussein's friends that he had. Because these companions, these friends of Imam Hussein, were super, super loyal. They were there when Imam needed them the most. They were there at the hardest point of Imam's life, and actually the hardest point of their life. They gave up everything and anything to be there to help the Imam. We want Imam Zaman alayhi salam, inshallah, to be just as lucky, to have companions that when he says labbaik, they are there, we are here for you. Did you know, on the night of Ashura, Imam Hussein gathered all of his companions, he gathered all his friends, he gathered his family, and he said to them, I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said to them that there's nothing ahead of you except death. And so I want to give you this opportunity. It's going to be hard. I want to give you this opportunity to leave. I'm going to turn off all the lights. Please, I'm giving you permission to go. And no one's going to judge you. You don't need to be embarrassed, but please go. Go save yourselves. Go look after your family. Just go. So he turned off all the lights so people could leave without being embarrassed, without other people judging them and looking at them and saying, oh my goodness, you can see he's going and she's going as well. And you know what? There were some people that left. There were some people in that first night that actually turned around, they got up and they just went. Those people, they were great because they actually came. You know, they came when Imam called them, but they weren't 100% friends, 100% companions. Do you know why? Because they left. When it got really, really hard, it was hot, they didn't have water, there was going to be a battle, their children were sad, their children were crying. But in that night, when it got really, really difficult, that's when they chose to go. So that means they weren't true companions. And we want to make sure that we're not like those people, because we want to be like different kind of people. You know which kind of people? Well, after those people left, later on again, Imam was saying, he used to tell people quite often, he did it again. And he called his companions and he called his friends and he called his family and he said, I'm giving you this opportunity. It's dark, all the lights off, please go, leave. And you know what? These companions, they turned around and they said, we are not leaving you. We are here. I'm paraphrasing one of this. They said to him, we're here to stay, we're here to help you. We're not leaving. We're never going to leave you. And the same tragedy can come to us 100 of times, but we're not going to leave. And those are the companions that we are aiming to become. Those are the character traits. That is the strength that we want to have, all of us together. So when the Imam comes, and it gets hard sometimes because life gets hard, but you know what? We're not going to give up. We're not going to leave the Imam because he is our true Imam and he loves us. He wants us to be here. He is going to call and ask us to come, just like Imam Hussein called Hazrat Habib. So what is our aim? Our aim is to become loyal to our Imam. But how do you become loyal to someone if you don't really know them? Do you really know your Imam? But how do you know somebody if you can't see them and you can't meet them? Actually, there's loads of ways. You'll be surprised. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a couple of the ways that you can get to know your Imam. Because if you don't get to know somebody, how can you help them out? How can you be there for them if you just know just their name and that's it? Can you really, truly be their friend? Can you really be their companion? So it's really important to get to know him, to talk to him in order to form a relationship with him. Let me give you an example. If you needed help one day after school and there's a person, your really good friend from school in your class, he's offering to help you, and then another kid from the year below you says, oh, don't worry, I'm here, I'll help you. Now, he's in the year below, or she's in the year below, so you don't really know them, but they've offered to help, which is really nice. But you don't know what kind of person they are. You don't know if they're, really hardworking. You know their name, and that's about it. So who are you going to choose to help? Are you going to choose your friend, who you know really well, and you can rely on them, or are you going to choose a stranger who's just, the name you know? Well, obviously, you're going to choose your friend, right? Well, that's what we want to do. Let me give you an example. You're at school, you're in the room, you're a room full of people of all ages, you've got some of your friends there, and you've got others there. And you turn around, and you tell them, I need your help. Who's going to help you? Is it going to be your friends who know you really well? They know all about your life, they know your family, they know your parents, they know the kind of person you are, they know how great and amazing person you are. Or is it going to be the kids in, the other classes, or the year below, and the year above, and all they know is your name. They know that your name is Fatima, or they know that your name is Ali, and that's all they know. And that you're in year 5, or you're in year 7, or you're in year 8. That's all they know about you. Who's going to help you? Obviously, most likely it's going to be your friends, because your friends care about you. They want to help you. They know so much about you. They know that you're a great person, which means that they want to help this great person. The other kids, they're like, oh yeah, I don't have time right now, but I'll come and help you tomorrow if you still need it, but they're going to say things like that, right? Because they don't know you so well. They're not invested in your life. They don't really want to help you. In the same way, when the Imam comes and says, I need help, who do you think is going to help him? Is it going to be the people who just know, oh yes, his name is Imam Zaman alayhi salam? Or is it going to be the people who are like, that is the 12th Imam. This is the kind of person he is. This is what he does. This is what his father and grandparents were like, which means that this is what he is like. who do you think is going to be more attracted to going to help him? Personally, I think it's the second type of people, the people that know him really, really well. So what I would like us to become is those kind of people. I want us to know so much about the Imam. I want us to be excited for when he's coming. I want us to spend time talking to our siblings about the Imam, to learn new facts about him all the time. We have to think of the Imam like the sun behind the clouds. So when the sun is hidden by the clouds, you can't actually see it, but you can feel its warmth. You can see the sunlight coming through and helping you see as you walk around outside. So although you can't see it, you can still directly benefit from it. And in the same way, although the Imam is not around, you can still be affected by his presence. So that's how we need to treat him. Although we can't directly see him, we can still form a relationship with him as if he was directly in front of us. So what are ways that we can build loyalty in our hearts for the Imam? What are some ways that we can build a relationship with our 12th Imam, our holy Imam that we're excited to see? I have some ideas and we're going to discuss it, and then what I want you to do is later on go on and find some more. What other things can you think about? What other ways can you build a relationship with the Imam? Share your ideas in the comments below. So number 1, say Salam. Saying Salam alaikum is the easiest thing and you get so much sawab for it when you're first. So every day when you wake up, say Assalamu alaikum to the Holy Imam, because you know that it's wajib to reply a salam, which means that when you say Assalamu alaikum to the Imam, he is definitely replying that salam. So every single day, you can even do it more than once if you'd like. You can talk to him in the morning and then you can say salam again in the evening after school. But say your salam to your Imam. In the same way that when you wake up and you go downstairs, you say salam to your parents, you say salam to your siblings, you say salam to your friends. Start saying salam to the Imam as well, because guaranteed he is replying you. The second idea I was thinking about is writing letters. You can write a letter to the Imam, you can draw a picture for the Imam, because we tend to do this once a year on the 15th of Shaban, and that's really, really, really great. That's so important, we should be doing that. But why do we just have to save it for one day out of an entire year, when the Imam is always around? Once a week, twice a week, why don't you tell the Imam what's going on in your life? Write it down. Write him a letter. He will 100% read that letter of yours. And if writing a letter is too difficult, then draw him a picture. Draw your week for the Imam. And if that is also tough, have a conversation. It sounds really funny because you're just talking out loud, but I'm telling you, the Imam is definitely listening to you. And by doing that, you're reminding yourself the Imam is alive. He can hear me. He can read my letters. And so in your own heart, you're reminding yourself the fact that Imam is here. And you're getting into a routine of talking to him, so that when he comes, you're not so nervous. He's not a stranger. He's somebody actually that you've been conversing with for the last few years. You know that he is around you, and you know that he is listening. And so when he meets you, he is fully up to date with what's going on with you. And you can ask him for help as well if you're struggling, if school's really hard, or if it's really hard to make new friends. Tell the Imam. Because in the same way you can't see the sun, but it's helping you, it's giving you that sunlight, it's giving you the lightness, it's giving you the warmth as well. You can't see the Imam, but he can help you in ways that you don't even realise. So tell him, you know what, today's school was really hard. My teacher wasn't very nice. This assignment is really tough. So please can you give me a hand? And the Imam will help you in ways that you won't even realise you're being helped. And afterwards you're like, hey, oh my goodness, I have a new friend. How did that happen? Or actually, class is a little bit easier now. So start doing that. Start by writing letters a lot more regularly to our Imam. Thirdly, what I would like you to do, and the idea I came up with, is get to know his life. There's so much information. Do you know what his parents' names are? You know when you go to your friend's house and you say salam, you know what the auntie and uncle's names are. So why don't we know who the parents of our Imam are? Why don't we know what kind of life he led? Get to know the facts. Get to know the advice he's given people, because there's so many stories out there, there's so much information out there of what the Imam has done in the past. He's met some very special people, and those special people have then gone on to tell their stories about what the Imam has done, what the Imam has said, where they've seen the Imam. So learn about it. Go and do your research. Everything is available. There's this incredible website called Active Intidar, and we'll post it in the link below. And you can click on it and you can go and find out so much. There's loads of activities, there's loads of worksheets, there's loads of lectures, there's loads of information about the Imam. So I think it's definitely our duty to get to know him a lot better on a more personal level. When you make friends and you have your best friend, you know everything about your best friend. You know how they're feeling, you know what they like, what they don't like. You know the kind of people they like hanging out with. So it's time to make the Imam our best friend. Because remember, he can see us, he can hear us. So if we can't see him, we can't ask him questions about his life, but we know there's information out there, it's our duty to go on and to learn about it. So what you can do is every single week, learn one new fact about the Imam. And then on a Friday or the weekend or whenever you have time, tell your siblings about him, and they can learn a fact too. And then they have learnt one and they can teach you that fact. So between you, you learn a couple of new facts every single week, and you can share them with each other. Write them down, put posters up. This is the new fact of the week about the Imam. And have posters up in the walls in your house, so that together as a family, you are striving to learn more about the Imam, so that you can be loyal companions when he is here. Do you think Hazrat Habib would have come if he didn't know about Imam Hussain? If he didn't know what Imam Hussain stood for? I doubt it. But because he knew Imam Hussain, firstly Imam Hussain called him, and secondly he knew the kind of person Imam Hussain was. He knew that he was the Imam of the time, that everything Imam Hussain did and everything he stood for was correct. And therefore Hazrat Habib went. In the same way, I want us to get to know our Imam. And so when he comes, we know so much about him already. We know that whatever he says is 100% guaranteed, and everything that he does is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, in the first lecture we talked about obedience. Today we've talked about loyalty. And what are we going to do? How are we going to become loyal companions of the Imam? Well, we're going to get to know him. And how are we going to build that relationship? Firstly, we're going to say salam to him every single day, multiple times if we want to. Secondly, we're going to write our letters, we're going to have conversations, we're going to draw pictures. Whatever we find easier, we're going to find ways to communicate with our Imam. And thirdly, we're going to find out more and more information about him. We're going to learn facts about him, we're going to research stories about him. And we're going to do that by looking at activeinterdar.com, which has loads of information. So I want you to go out there, I want you to fill your homes or fill a wall with information about the Holy Imam, and share it with your friends, share it with your family, so together you can increase that relationship and you can become loyal companions of our Holy Imam, inshallah. Today we're going to be talking about the journey from Karbala to Kufa, and it was hot. I want you to picture, close your eyes, and just imagine you are sitting in front of a really hot fire, and how would it feel? You're sweating, and you're still wearing the same dirty clothes for the last few days, there's dust in your hair. It would be really uncomfortable. And so these women and these children, they remained in Karbala for another day. So after the event of Ashura, Umar ibn Sa'd kept everybody and he said, let's wait until the day after. So at midday the day after, he said, we're ready to go. And they recited Salat al-Mayat, and they buried all of the people from their army. But they left the family of the Holy Prophet, they left their bodies out in the heat, and they didn't bury them. And when the women and children, they had to walk past the bodies of their loved ones, they were so sad and they were crying and they're wailing. The dust of Karbala flew over Imam Hussain and all the bodies that were laying there on the ground. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ya Allah, we pray that you accept our amal today. We pray that we are able to truly become companions of our Holy Imam, that we can become loyal to him, obedient to him, and inshallah we will be there near him when he arrives. Oh Allah, please hasten the appearance of our Imam, inshallah. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Nare Haydari!
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
Akbar kahan gira hai, शबीर ढूंढता है, अकबर कहाँ गिरा है, शबीर ढूंढता है, अकबर कहाँ गिरा है, बेटे के कातिलों से ये बाप पूछता है, अकबर कहाँ गिरा है, शबीर ढूंढता है, کہاں گرا ہے. اتنا ضعیف ہو گیا آتا نہیں نظر, آتا نہیں نظر. اکبر کی لاش سے یوں ہی کہتا گزر گیا ہے. اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. شبیر ڈھونڈتا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. خم آ گیا کمر میں جاتا نہیں چلا, جاتا نہیں چلا. بازو کے بل چلا ہونٹوں پہ یہ صدا ہے. اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. شبیر ڈھونڈتا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. اٹھنے کی کوششوں میں جاموں کے بل گرا, جاموں کے بل گرا. ایک کانپتی آواز میں عابد نے جب سنا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. شبیر ڈھونڈتا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. آیا جو پاس لاش کے آتا نہیں یقین, آتا نہیں یقین. برچھی پہ ہاتھ ہے مگر شبیر سوچتا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. شبیر ڈھونڈتا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. کیا جان حال ہوگا وہ ڈھونڈتا جو ہوگا, وہ ڈھونڈتا جو ہوگا. سینے پہ ہاتھ آ گیا جب میں نے یہ لکھا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. شبیر ڈھونڈتا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. بیٹے کے قاتلوں سے یہ باشتا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے. شبیر ڈھونڈتا ہے اکبر کہاں گرا ہے.
اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد. اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد.
اکبر تمہیں معلوم ہے کیا مانگ رہے ہو؟ تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ اکبر تمہیں معلوم ہے کیا مانگ رہے ہو؟ تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ اس عالم غربت میں تمہیں جانے دوں کیسے؟ اس دشت مصیبت میں تمہیں جانے دوں کیسے؟ اس وقت قیامت میں تمہیں جانے دوں کیسے؟ اے لال جو تم اذن وغا مانگ رہے ہو، تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ کیا گزر گئی اس باپ کے دل پر نہیں سوچا؟ تم نے یہ میری جالی اکبر نہیں سوچا؟ مر جاؤں گا میں تجھ سے بچھڑ کر نہیں سوچا؟ تم مجھ سے ضعیفی کا سا مانگ رہے ہو، تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ دل روتا ہے نظروں سے اگر دور ہو بیٹا، کس طرح جدائی تیری منظور ہو بیٹا؟ تم ہی میری آنکھیں ہو میرا نور ہو بیٹا، مجھ سے میری آنکھوں کی ضیا مانگ رہے ہو؟ تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ دنیا سے گیا جس گھڑی محبوب خدا کا، نانا کی زیارت کو تڑپتا تھا نواسا۔ اے لال تجھے اس لیے خالق سے تھا مانگا، مقبول ہوئی میری دعا مانگ رہے ہو؟ تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ اسلام پہ خود اپنا لہو رن میں بہاؤ، سینے پہ سناشان سے میدان میں تم کھاؤ، تصویر پیمبر کی تہیں خاک میں لاؤ۔ کیا اس لیے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ ایک روز تجھے آن کے مانگا تھا پھوپھی نے، 18 برس نازوں سے پالا تھا پھوپھی نے، بیٹوں سے بھی زیادہ تمہیں چاہا تھا پھوپھی نے، احسان جو زینب نے کیا مانگ رہے ہو؟ تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ رکھتے نہیں تم اس کی خبر اے میرے پیارے، کس درجہ محبت ہے تیری دل میں ہمارے، نانا کی میری شکل ہے پیکے میں تمہارے، تم صورت محبوب خدا مانگ رہے ہو؟ تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو؟ سر تیرا بھی جس وقت چڑھے گا سر نیزہ، ہوگا سر میدان جدا سر بھی یہ تمہارا، ہم شکل پیمبر کا گلا کاٹیں گے آدھا، گویا میرے نانا کا گلا مانگ رہے ہو، تم باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہے ہو، بابا مجھے معلوم ہے کیا مانگ رہا ہوں، ایک باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہا ہوں، بابا مجھے اماں نے بھی کچھ درس دیا ہے، آداب وفا سے مجھے آگاہ کیا ہے، پہلے میں مروں آپ سے وعدہ یہ لیا ہے، بس اس لیے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہا ہوں، ایک باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہا ہوں، بابا مجھے معلوم ہے کیا مانگ رہا ہوں، ایک باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہا ہوں، بابا مجھے احوال دل زار پتا ہے سخت بہت منزل دشوار پتا ہے، اور دین کا مشکل میں سردار پتا ہے، یوں آپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہا ہوں، ایک باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہا ہوں، ایک باپ سے مرنے کی رضا مانگ رہا ہوں،
اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد، اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد. Listen and become when you listen.
علي راح يا زينب قومي سنديني، علي راح علي راح تعالي وعاونيني نشد الجراح، علي راح جيتك بس اقيل راح بالراح، علي راح شفتهم قطعوا قبالي بالرماح، علي راح يا زينب قومي سنديني، علي راح علي راح تعالي وعاونيني نشد الجراح، اشيل شلون لامه اخافي تموت يمه، اخافي تموت يمه، علي راح تعالي يا اختي يا زينب تعالي، انقطع راسي الولد يا اختي قبالي، تعالي وعاونيني وهذا حالي، انكتب قدامي تتذبح عيالي، انكتب قدامي تتذبح عيالي، علي راح جيتك بس صديقي راح بالراح، علي راح شفتهم قطعوا قبالي بالرماح، دليل أمه من الجمة أخاف تموت يمه أخاف تموت يمه علي راح علي راح اجيتك بس صديق راح بالراح علي راح شفتهم قطعوا قبالي بالرماح علي راح يا زينب قومي سنديني علي راح علي راح تعالي وعاونيني نشد الجراح إذا أني أبوه ما عرفته أودي شلون يختي الأم جثته إذا أني أبوه ما عرفته أودي شلون يختي الأم جثته أخاف على قلبها وقلب أخته شفت كسروها يا زينب يميمته شفت كسروها يا زينب يميمته علي راح احترق قلبي عليه ويضحك الذباح علي راح يا زينب لحم ابني تقطع اصفاح علي راح احترق قلبي عليه ويضحك الذباح علي راح يا زينب لحم ابني تقطع اصفاح علي راح يا زينب قومي سنديني علي راح علي راح تعالي وعاونيني نشد الجراح الولد مطحون عظمه أخاف تموت يمه أخاف تموت يمه علي راح علي راح يا زينب قوم سنديني علي راح علي راح تعالي وعاونيني نشد الجراح صلى على محمد وعلى محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد